3, 2, 1. Look at the camera, Jay. Alright, welcome to another week of our Getting to Know Jun question and answers. Get to understand her philosophies of the game and her kind of her history of what she's gone through in the sport. It's been a great pleasure for myself to learn this over the years of being with her. So I get to ask a lot of questions, viewers email questions, so we're going to just dive right in. One of the things when we play golf, she never is mad. You never see her throwing a golf club or tomahawking it or helicoptering the club down the fairway. Right, Jay? Even Jay, she goes out there with us in Armani, and we've never seen her upset. So the question is, have you ever been upset on the golf course?
Oh yeah, I definitely get upset. And I just get over it very quickly, like half a second. I know I have the 2-second rule, but to me that's really too long.
And you know what? I use the 2-second rule.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it, but being behind the camera usually, and she talked about it, great rule.
So, yeah, I don't throw clubs. I have a story of once or several times being violent when I was a kid, but me violent. But when it comes to
the person who gets the roly-poly off the green.
Oh yeah, I like to save roly-polies.
Hard to imagine.
I have one student, a young girl, who I watched her do it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never met or seen anyone save a roly-poly.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah.
Okay, so.
Okay. Oh yeah, I do get upset, and I do curse. Not out loud or anything, but it's really quick, and it's something that I've learned along the way. As I learn how to build my skill, I also made sure that and to this day, work on my emotions and getting over things quickly. I say, care so much about the game that you don't care, so that you don't let these negative emotions carry over to the next shot.
Right.
So, but when I was a kid, I got in the habit of taking a club and beating my golf bag with it whenever I hit a bad shot.
Yeah.
And so it kind of a habit that formed as I was competing at that time. All the kids were doing it. And so I don't know if I thought it was cool or it's just a bad habit.
Right.
But one day I was playing golf with my brother, who I to this day look up to. And he's just an amazing human being, yes, and a golfer and everything. And so we were playing golf, and I hit a bad shot, and I slammed my bag with my golf club. And he goes, if you ever do that one more time, I'm never playing golf with you again.
Did you ever do it again?
Never. Ever. It woke me up. And I think we all need to be woken up, you know? I think that we should not continue that throughout. I mean, I when I see a kid, I'm like, okay, he's passionate, but then it should be educated not to do that. And because whining carries over to adulthood, and it is very unattractive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Speaking of whining, I notice a lot of people use that as a form of, oh, that person's competitive. I hear that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When a kid's whining, a parent's, oh, my kid is competitive. Oh, my husband's competitive. Oh, my wife is competitive. I'm like, no, they just haven't learned how to stop whining. Because when you really, truly meet competitive people and athletes, oh my gosh, they get mad in a different way. Like Tiger Woods, he gets mad, but it's not against him. It's not ruining his self-image. He's just upset for that moment and then moves on. And the next shot, he is totally focused. Where when I say whining, it's carrying it over to the next shot and the next shot, and then it's like the rest of the round, and then they go home and they're whining. It's like, no, that's not competitive. It's okay to be angry. That is an emotion that we should express. So it's not something that I'm like, oh, you hit a bad shot and you're happy-go-lucky. That's not the extreme that I'm saying, but he does it right, and I think we can do it right, where you can get upset, but don't let it carry over to the next shot. Don't let it ruin the round for other people, and get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, but it's something that you have to work on daily.
Right.
Yeah, as you practice.
Well, thank you, brother, for straightening her out.
I know, I would have just been angry bird. We always talk about golfers that can't control
That
their
whine.
emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
whine
whine.
too much.
Angry birds. Yeah, I would have been an angry bird if it wasn't
Yeah.
for my brother.
But yeah, that banging the golf bag, I remember being competitive golf younger. That annoyed me.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
annoyed you
Yeah, you
as
would
a kid.
have.
What annoys me is I do know how to tomahawk and helicopter.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do the two, which I've never done out of anger, but I've done it for fun, you definitely want a helicopter because if you tomahawk it, you could snap your club in half. But I don't like that. It's like if I get angry, I want to like knock myself in the head with a club, not hit the golf course. I have way too much respect for the golf course, and I don't like that when people stick their club in the ground or the green. I mean, come on. And also to have respect for your equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the equipment. Again, like you said, now I really enjoy the game.
Right.
But there were times in my life where I didn't enjoy it fully. I enjoyed it, you know, because it was competitive and it was fun. But at the same time, there were times where I was, one, when it wasn't fun, was when I didn't have fundamentals to work on. I didn't have a path. And so if I was doing something wrong, I was always searching. And that is such a waste of time. You want somebody that can guide you to go, here, this is how you get out of it.
Right.
And you get out of it quickly, and you can put your time into practice and changing and not time into analyzing. And also when we analyze and we don't know enough at that time, you get so lost, right? So that was one area.
Yeah.
And the other area, when I didn't enjoy it as much, was when I would associate the shot to who I am as a person. And I see that with other people now where they take it out they take it out and into themselves, and I'm like, no, it's like it's a separate thing, and it's so fun. It's more like a virtual reality golf thing where it's a game and not, oh, I'm a bad person for hitting a bad shot,
Right.
you know, or I'm not athletic, or I'm not, you know, the things that people say after hitting a bad shot. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Yeah, and so that's how I enjoy my game now. It's like, and then when you do that, you actually end up playing really good golf and scoring really well.
Right.
That's just the byproduct.
You brought up some things in here, and I remember seeing an email. Hold on, let me pull up this email from our viewers.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about competing and when you were younger. So, David here was asking, at what age should I get my kids into competing golf?
Make it your kid, your child, the one who says, I want to compete. So that's something that I'm glad my parents honored for me, is they never told me, like, you got to go play in a tournament. I signed you up. If the kid wants to do it, great, but I'll ask the kid, I'm like, do you want to play in this tournament? And if they say no, I'm like, I'm not ready, or I feel I don't want to compete. Then you must not enter your kids into a tournament if they don't want to play. When they are ready is when they ask.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go compete. I want to go play in a tournament, that sort of thing. And that is, gosh, you know, that's
really
why.
got it going on this one.
Yeah, that's why to this day I love this game. You know, if somebody told me to go compete and I didn't want to, it would be a miserable experience. But I never had that. I am really grateful for that. Yeah.
I think one of your other older blogs, you talked about how your mom just took you out and she played and you played.
Yeah. I mean, I asked her for a set of clubs. Didn't really know much about golf, but yeah, she bought a set for both of us, and we went and played, and it was so wonderful. There was no, like, you got to do this or you got to practice or anything. It's like I just fell in love with the game. She allowed me to do that.
Yeah. And compete, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said to my mom, I would say, well, what if I played softball, or what if I played basketball? And she's like, oh, I'd play alongside with you. Like, you know, it wasn't, oh, you got to play golf or whatever. It was like whatever I wanted to play, she would support it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's very healthy.
Yeah. Very good. Very nice of you, Mom.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Again, viewers out there, members, anybody who has questions that is watching this on a weekly basis, email June directly on the contact page with what you would like to ask or get to know, or questions, or the form.
Yeah.
You can use the form, post on there, and we will try to get all the questions answered. Each week we'll always answer at least one viewer's question. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right.
Good to
Take
go.
care. We'll see you guys next week's episode.
Bye.
Oh, bye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.